War changed me, and I didn't even know it. Welcome back to Uncivilized Rebirth. I'm glad you're here. If you're new, please like and subscribe, and that helps grow my channel. I want it to get bigger and to reach people that I'm trying to find to help them. So every time I came back from war, I changed a little bit more, and I didn't know it. Yes, we had a few briefings before going to war about how it would change us, but I didn't have that internal lens to truly understand what that meant. After I came back from my first tour, I avoided crowds. I couldn't even sit in church for a little while. I would have to boogie because it was overwhelming. There was that underlying fear of thinking all these people in here could be a threat, or there's one threat in here and I don't know where it is. But my body did not register that I was not in combat anymore. I was still viewing my locale as in, this is the way I operate. Because you start getting this different lens of viewing the world. Second tour, third tour, gets more and more ingrained in me to always be looking for the threat, always be on the alert, always be ready to go to 100%. And always have a weapon on me. That was living out of fear now that I realize that. But going to war, it was only natural to start adapting and becoming used to always being on alert. Because in some areas that I was deployed to, it was vital to be on alert 24/7 because you never knew what the next moment would hold. And that reactivity at a high level was crucial. But in civilian world, it does not apply because there's not combat popping off. There's not IEDs. There's a totally different world going on here. And it took me the better part of 10 to 12 years to start accepting the fact and the reality that I was no longer in combat and to let my nervous system rest. It was uncomfortable to try to be comfortable because there's this little voice in there that will say, no, you can't rest. You can't stop looking. You can't stop watching because this may happen because it had happened before in the past when I was overseas. This drove people away. This made people scared. And honestly, I don't feel they took the time to truly understand that the reason I was this way was to protect people. And I still was in that hyper-vigilant mode. And it hurt. People couldn't see past my posturing and past my readiness to see the heart that was there to serve them. They only saw the picture they wanted to see. And it was easy to paint me as this veteran that was unsafe, when in reality, I was very safe to be around. And so this led to isolation. This led to rumors. This led to family treating me poorly, which, in all sincerity, my family treated me poorly for 18 years. So that was not a new thing. But then as veterans, and those of you who have gone through this, it's used against you and leveraged against you. So I had to take a step back and be like, oh, reality is I'm not in combat. Nothing has happened in literally over a decade that required me to use my pistol or rifle. I'm going to stop carrying for a little while. And at first it felt so uncomfortable. But I started getting used to it. My nervous system started relaxing. I stopped looking for threats everywhere. And I felt like I was betraying a part of myself, as in not being that prepared warrior. But what I was doing was I was putting away tools that I did not need at the time. Because I don't need to be looking for a sniper when I go to Walmart, honestly. And a big hurdle, and I know other veterans have this issue, if you've been in an area with lots of IEDs, you're always looking for junk on the side of the road, parked cars, or anything that could hide an explosive device, and you avoid it. That's only natural because you've experienced that. But I had to start overriding these instincts that had been programmed into me. And that took a lot of inner work, going in and having absolute acceptance of what reality was, and telling myself I am no longer there, I am here, and putting those tools down. And it was time to start picking up the tools that I needed to navigate this world easier. Education, I went to college. Being able to speak clear, better vocabulary, connecting with people with their hearts and their soul, that's a valuable tool. So it's like our character is a Swiss Army knife. Like, you can pull out different tools, like a saw or a knife. These tools for cutting things or getting into things or hurting things. But there's other tools in there, like a screwdriver, flathead, Phillips head, tweezers. You can use tweezers to pull a splinter out of somebody. You can't use a saw for that. Same with a screwdriver. You can repair things, build things. And a knife, you can carve things and create things, and not just cut things. So now I had to step back and be like, okay, I am honestly not betraying myself because there are not these imminent threats. I'm actually benefiting myself. Now I'm going to hone these other skills that I need to navigate and help others. So having that inner lens of putting away different tools, they're always there if I need them, but I don't need them 24/7. Letting my nervous system relax. And then honing the other things that I need to navigate this world better, or this society. Because war is not something everybody goes to. It's not a common thing for everybody. So being a true warrior, you're able to adapt. You're able to select the skills you need and able to accept reality for what it is. And so in sharing that with you, I want you to know that it is okay to put away that need to always be ready to fight. It's okay to put that away. It's okay to relax, and it's okay to enjoy yourself. And that's not easy at first, but it takes bravery to step into the uncomfortable. But what you'll realize is the opposite. You've been uncomfortable with that vigilance, but when you step into a comfortable nervous system, it feels uncomfortable. But it's really a lot more relaxing, and people receive you better. Have those things in your toolbox if they're ever needed, but pick the right tool for your character to navigate where you're at. That is what I learned, and I want to encourage you to do the same thing. It's okay. It's okay to rest, and it's okay to dial down the hypervigilance. Roadhouse Spiritual Hard.